This is all speculation. There's no really evidence on this. But there are a couple things I seen while we're playing the new Reunited quest. For anyone that's running, just to make it simple, I think it's about 5 to 10 years. And I'll tell you why if you're interested why I think it's 5 to 10, why I didn't give a concrete number. This video will contain spoilers, so if you have not played the Reunited quest, I would recommend playing it. It's actually a really good quest. It's probably one of my favorite quests in the game. If you don't mind being spoiled, or maybe you already know what happens, haven't played it yet, then feel free to watch the video. Pyman mentioned something about a 15% through the whole quest you do. That basically makes it say that they've been doing this whole adventuring stuff for a while. A few months even.
Ah, if that's the case, you must have been flipping through all sorts of books during our adventure these past few months. Before going to Mondstadt, you had just looked at some vague materials. Later, we managed to gather a whole bunch of old books from all around Mondstadt and Liyue, but you told Paimon they were useless. So, the whole time you were just trying to learn more about Conria so you could find your brother? Oh, yeah. You can travel around the 7 nations to find the 7. But where can you go to find a nation that was destroyed 500 years ago?
Now, a few usually means more than a couple, but not too many. So it's hard to tell how many months it's really been, but if you take that into consideration, that every day that you play the game, or every day the game's out to be more specific, it's a day in Teyvat. So since the game's been out for about 6 months, it's been about probably 5 or 6 months in the game. Now how is this coming to play? That means your traveler, which I'm just going to say Lumine because that's the one I'm playing as, but for other people it might be Aether. And the villain I'm going to say Aether, but some people it might be Lumine. So just to clarify that if you're confused. So now we know it's probably been about a few months in game and since the game's been out. So what does that mean? How does that help us find anything? Well, there's been speculation, like I said, it's all speculation and rumors from what I've heard. But Genshin will probably be about 5 to 10 years. That highly depends. It's been talked about MiHoYo wanting to make it 10 years, probably because how successful it is. That's why I say it's 5 to 10, depending. If they just go the quick route, if you want to call it that, and they just do it 5 years and end it, then it's 5 years. And if they decide to go the longer route and make it 10 years, then it's 10 years. Now how does that do anything? Because that just shows how long the game might be in development or be going through its updates. That doesn't tell us nothing. Well, from the way Aether was talking, it made it sound like he's been through the exact same situation before. And that he's been through all the events that's led up, or at least similar events.
Yes, of course. Home is wherever we are together. But I cannot go with you to the next world to find a new home. At least, not yet. Until the abyss has engulfed the thrones, my war with destiny will see no end. Listen to me, Lumine. I have already traveled through this world once. Once you reach the end of your journey as I did, you will see for yourself the true nature of this world. So we'll meet again. Though we need not rush, sister. I have more than enough time to wait for you. We have always had enough time.
Obviously there are things that don't make sense. If he's been through every single event that has gone on into that means he will have met all the gods, and none of the gods know him. As far as we know, none of the gods really know him, or they would have put him out by now to Lumine. So my guess is that he's been awake for 5 to 10 years, depending on how long the game lasts. It could last 7 years, and he's been awake 7 years. And between those 7 years, he's been through a lot of different things that's gone on, and he's seen what happened to the Abyss Order and figure out what really happened, causing him to go to the side. This is all pretty big out of the water, but it could happen. But Aether just went through a different path, or maybe something happened that caused all the gods to forget who he was. Something that wasted memory. That's why they have zero knowledge of who he is. Or, I highly doubt this one. There could have been another set of gods where he awoke. But I highly doubt that one, because the gods have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. Though anything could happen, because I don't know how to say it, Culinaria or whatever. I don't know how to say the name. But 500 years ago, they had another set of gods, and people like Wex, Lapis, and everything have already been gods for thousands of years. Eventually has been too, you know, Zhongli, all them. So it's not too much that makes sense. And especially since they've been in this world called Teyvat for a while. Even 500 years ago, they were into that. So, who knows? I'm not going to get into this too much. It doesn't make sense too much to me. Maybe it will be explained later on why these gods are there, and if some of the same gods are what caused the destruction of that city they were trying to eventually leave. But let me know you guys and ghost thoughts. Do you think it's been 5 to 10 years? I say it's hard to tell, because I think it's depending on how long the game is. The longer the game is, the longer they've been in that world. So if a year goes by since the game's been out, you know, September 27th or whatever it is, then that's a whole year they've been into Vats. The main traveler, in my case would be Lumine, would have been into that. So let me know you guys and ghost thoughts. Do you think it's been 5 to 10 years? Do you think it's been a lot more? It's hard to tell. I don't think it's been like a year or none. I think it's been a few, definitely a few, maybe even up to a decade that Aether's been awake. And even for you guys, this might leave more questions on like why didn't he try to wake Lumine up. Maybe he did try to wake Lumine up. Maybe they mentioned it. Maybe he tried to wake Lumine up, but Lumine won't wake up because she's in deep slumber. Who knows? Anything's possible. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think on how long Aether has actually been up. It's hard to tell. But from the little clues I've gotten, I'm kind of trying to see if that maybe it's 5 to 10, maybe it's been 50. I don't know. Like I said, it's not much evidence to suggest any of this. I've just seen a couple of things that might point to the fact that Aether's been awake for a long time. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.